I just got like a question from one of my viewers asking why does 147 have so much demand despite, you know, sharing sectors with Northeast Line. So I'm just gonna explain very simply. This purple line over here, you can just take it as Northeast Line. I'm just gonna draw it roughly. And then 147 from Hougang, it goes Upper Serangoon Road and it serves Hougang Avenue 8 to Yio Chu Kang Road next. And then it parallels all the way down to like Potong Pasir. And then 147 goes Bendemeer, Jalan Besar, the other direction goes like Serangoon Road. So to put it simply, this entire portion of 147, okay, maybe not this portion, maybe I should draw it like this. This entire portion of 147, especially Hougang Avenue 2 and 8, they do not have direct NEL access at all. And this goes for like Yio Chu Kang Road as well. And when they do not have like any form of like direct MRT access, buses are pretty much their lifeline. And therefore, they would take it, and I've even seen passengers taking it all the way to like, okay, this is basically like the Little India area and Farrer Park. You have to realize that this area here, yes, there's Downtown Line. And Downtown Line and Northeast Line, they cannot intercept like along Jalan Besar and Bendemeer Road. And because of that, you would actually take a bus from here all the way to here, like Bendemeer and Jalan Besar. And then if you're returning, let's say you're coming from the exact same area, you would actually take bus service 23 to access this area. And when you live here, there's pretty much like no reason to take Northeast Line at all. If you have a direct bus that goes to your doorstep, you would take it all the way. Like, and I mean all the way. I have seen people from, how do you pronounce this? It's like Selagi Road, or even in some instances like Chinatown. I've seen people from there like boarding the bus, they go to the upper deck, and then they just sit there all the way up till Hougang Avenue 8. So that just tells you how good 147 is. And you also have to realize that from, you know, how to say it, Chinatown, Clarke Quay, and then there's like this one part of Hill Street, Stamford Road, which is Singapore Management University, it's SMU, Selagi Road, Serangoon Road, Upper Serangoon Road. You have to realize that that entire stretch, not every single like point along that route that I just mentioned has direct like NEL access. I mean, sure, you can take a bus for a few stops and then you transfer to the train, but here's the thing, when you have a doorstep bus service, you would take the doorstep bus service. Basically, if in between MRT stations, you have like a lot of in-between stops, and then your destination also happens to be an in-between stop, you would have no reason to take the MRT at all. So that is the reason why 147 is so popular. Another example I can use is service 67. And again, 67 has this one stretch. Okay, this is like Little India MRT. There is like Serangoon Road, and then opposite direction there's like Jalan Besar, Lavender Street, and then paralleling the East-West line, and then Bedok Reservoir as well. So the whole thing with Service 67 is that I'm just gonna explain very simply. East-West line is along this stretch of road, Sims Avenue. And the thing is, like, not every single part of Sims Avenue has access to MRT. There are the intermediate stops as well. And then Downtown line is here. Northeast line is also here. And then there is service 23 linking it up like this. Yes, there are people who take service 23 from Jalan Besar just to access Serangoon Road because it is just that inconvenient. The walk is very long and it's not just 67. It goes for any service that goes along Jalan Besar. If you want to reach the other side, you take 23. And because of this, 67 gets a lot of demand from like Changi Road and even along Sims Avenue also for the areas that do not have like direct MRT access. And yes, not to mention Little India as well. And 67 is the only bus service that goes from Little India to Lavender Street and then to Kallang MRT. And you can even argue that like Dunyan Road is also pretty much the same, concept as well. There are even people, because they want a direct bus ride, they take 67 from like Choa Chu Kang, all the way to Little India. Because it is just that convenient. 67 is literally just one straight route. It's not affected by like PIE jam or anything, the congestion. When you give people a direct bus, they would take it. And when the intermediate stops, they have no MRT, they would take the bus. It's just as simple as that. If people or like any blog out there tells you that like, hey, bus services or expressway bus services are like competing nodes against the MRT and thus should be rationalized in favor of forcing people to the MRT because it's higher order transit hub and spoke. If people tell you that, they are full of crap. I will say it again. If people tell you that MRT is better than bus because it is higher order and it can ferry more passengers, they are full of crap. Because not everyone wants to walk long distances or transfer 999 times just to get to their destination. If people have a direct bus, they will take the direct bus so long as it's convenient enough for them.